Made envelopes and paper for the local community over in Annonay, France. And they were sitting around one day watching a fire and watching the smoke rise and thought if they were able to capture some of that smoke, maybe they could lift something or make something rise. So, being stationers, they built what they called an envelope out of tissue paper and silk. And that's where the term comes from for the fabric portion of the balloon, is the envelope. So they built this envelope and they built a fire out of specific materials. They were using old shoes, wet grass, and rotten meat. You can imagine what this fire smelled like, right?
We get roasted pork.
What they thought was that the combination of the different smokes is what was creating the lifting properties for them, which isn't true at all. But what it did do, all this sooty black smoke went up inside of this porous tissue paper balloon that they had built, and it coated the inside walls of the balloon. So no longer would the hot air go right through the walls of the balloon, and kind of in a backwards way it worked out for them. Well, they went downtown into the center square of Annonay and they put up two tall poles and put a rope in between, laid the top of this envelope over the rope, that way the bottom would open up over the fire they built on the ground. Held the mouth of the balloon open and let it fill up with hot air and smoke and let it go. It went up a couple hundred feet and downwind several miles, a lot like we did today. Landed in a farmer's field or a vineyard somewhere, and there's usually workers in the field this time of day. And you got to remember that in the 1700s they still thought that dragons and fire-breathing monsters were something to be afraid of. So picture this big brown thing coming up over the horizon, belching black smoke. You know that's evil for sure. All the workers would panic. They'd grab their pitchforks and shovels, whatever they had, and they'd go hack it to bits. So the Montgolfiers would walk up to their poor tattered balloon laying there on the ground and realize how expensive this is going to get for them rather quickly. What they decided to do is bring a bottle of champagne from the local region and hand it to whoever happened to be in the field at the time, kind of smooth things over. So as a tribute to the very first balloonists, we still drink champagne after each flight today. That's a true story.
That's a good